Thought it was karaoke night.
Oh, let's see. Welcome back to the Backseat Critics. My name's RJ.
Wow, you really struggled with your name there. Do you want to retake that?
No, we're just gonna roll.
All right, my
we're
name's
not too
Andrew.
Robs
This is a
here.
podcast where we talk about movies that you should steer clear of. Got a guest.
Yes, the illustrious, the eloquent, I'm just
You
Tay.
don't need to talk about me like that.
Oh, you're funny as hell. No, it's Tay, man. Tay from Play No Games, just making an appearance on the Backseat Critics.
We appreciate that. So,
Yeah.
Tay, give us a little bit of background. We heard about these Tay's movies.
Tay's movies. It's just a collection of movies that are near and dear to my heart. And, I like to shoot the shit with you guys when we get ready to record every Wednesday. So, I feel like I'm going to come back here eventually. People have stuff going on in their lives right now. But Andrew also hasn't seen a few movies from my childhood that, have made or break, my character development. So I'd like to share that with him. Go ahead.
You also told us previously that you have some experience inside the movie business.
Yes. I actually was almost a stunt double for the young boy. I can't remember the guy's name we met when we were younger, but I don't know if you guys remember Ice Cube's movie they shot here. Are we done yet? Or are we there yet?
Yeah.
Are we there yet? Yeah. So I think I was like 7 or 8 years old when I was auditioning for that.
Okay. And you were Ice Cube?
No, you're funny as hell.
It just comes out.
Nah, I was actually supposed to play his love interest, her son in that movie. And then this girl went to acting class with Kiara. She was supposed to play the daughter in that film, or the stunt double rather.
Okay.
Yep.
That's tight.
Well, I realized as I was looking at this list, we don't actually have the minute summary on here of the movie.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're a guest. Can you summarize this movie in 1 minute?
Wow, that's crazy.
I just realized that. I was looking at that. I was like, wait.
Let me know when I should start.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Give me more time to think. Yes.
No. Why are we doing this? No.
Go.
Okay, I would say it's a coming-of-age story for a group of young men who have been subjected to attending. Well, one of them has been the main lead. He's been told he has to go to
50 seconds left.
fat camp for the summer. No, he sold it on it being a very fun, joyful experience. Midway through, as he's doing his introduction meeting, the camp has been sold to a very pretentious, drugged out,
drugged out. What?
Drugged out new owner
What Twinkies are you on? 30 seconds left.
He's definitely violated some human rights as well as some CPS laws.
Not child rights.
Child rights. Yeah. So the rest of the movie is them trying to basically win back the camp from him, then just kind of goes from there. But yeah.
What do you mean it goes from there? You got 10 seconds left.
I can't spoil this whole movie. They still have to watch it. What the heck?
That's the point of the movie.
That's why we're here.
Oh, damn it.
All right, that's been a minute.
I was giving a synopsis, not the plot.
Hey, it's all right, because now we're going to flip it to Andrew for a quiz question.
All right. So,
yes.
there was a Seymour Butts joke right at the beginning.
Yeah, Seymour Butts, yes.
So, do you know what the original joke was supposed to be?
Oh, that's a good question. I have no idea.
No.
We'll come back to that at the end of the episode.
Okay.
Think about that. Any guesses?
I got no guesses.
Tay, I feel like you would be a guy to know.
What do you mean by that?
Is it a joke that would be... Wait, but be considered over the line?
Yeah. Well, wait. Would it be over the line? Would it be over the line for 2024 standard?
Yeah, that's good.
Are they putting it in a child film today?
No.
Okay, so yes.
They took it out because it wasn't going in a childhood film back then.
Okay. So I'll say Seymour, but he probably said something to the effect of Seymour Butts. Yeah, if you want some more butts, I could pull my pants down for you right now.
That's what you're thinking. You think they're going to stick with the Seymour Butts, but actually shut down.
Maybe. We'll circle back to that.
But the real question is, Tay, what would you have done if your parents sat you down and said, hey, we're going to take you to a weight loss camp?
Spoiler. RJ's got personal experience.
Spoiler: RJ actually doesn't have personal experience. We were just pulling your leg all throughout that movie.
Yeah, we were.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I could not imagine you being that big. Like,
Never.
No, the whole time we were just joking with you.
oh, that's bullshit. It's funny as hell. It would be kind of hard for me to even put my mind in that type of pocket just because I've never been like, this is the heaviest I've ever been in my life.
What would you have said though? Like if your parents sat you down and said, "Hey, here's a video." Like you came home from school with some dude in a suit trying to sell him to go to a weight loss camp. What would you have done?
Okay, so I'll say this, and for the viewers and listeners, probably can't tell, but I'm black. Me growing up in a black household, especially in the 90s, you really don't have a say. My father taught me something as a young boy. You have an opinion on shit once you're paying some bills here.
I never had that experience.
Yeah, never.
With the father or paying bills?
My father ran out to get a glass of milk.
Oh, you still at the store? I feel it, bro. No. This is hell. But no, honestly, I probably would just sat there like, I already fucking this is what it is. I would have been upset. I would have been upset, but like just with how I was raised.
I guess I'm going.
Yeah, like
that's a done deal for you. You're going.
Yeah.
What would you have done, Andrew?
If my parents sent me to fat camp, my parents. Do you think I would have had an option?
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Nope. Me? I wouldn't have gone. My parents, if they were
look
so
at
surprised me.
the rebel.
Yeah, I've been like,
were you the problem child in your family?
no, I was actually the good child.
Mm-hmm. Can we get a second opinion on this?
Sure.
Okay.
He's not the problem child.
See?
No.
You are by proxy.
The problem child.
He's the only child. He has no other option.
I was born. My parents were like, "Oh no, we have a problem."
Real.
So.
Luckily for me, my parents had my little sister a few years after, so.
Is she the problem child?
Release some stress
she
off you.
was in our early childhood, and then like once it got to high school for me, my freshman year at Lincoln, I definitely was on bullshit. So it was kind of the timing of shit was crazy because as I started to fuck up in school for the first time in my life, she finally started to get amazing grades. So like it was just.
So
yeah.
Did you go to high school together though?
Yeah, she's 3 years younger than me though, so
okay.
Yeah, we're literally always
sophomore.
exiting or entering a new phase of our life in school. So
did you ever do the thing or did you ever do the thing where you skipped and then they called and said, "Hey, your child skipped school," and they didn't tell which child it was?
Who was the rat?
So De La Salle was so small, you weren't really getting away with that. Like our dean of students, if he didn't have your parents' cell phone numbers in his phone. Like he'd run them down.
To a special listener, they did that to me.
Yeah, I mean, our school only had like 350 students, so
dang,
maybe I might be pushing it and say 400, but there was only like 89 kids in my graduating class.
But wait, how many?
89.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's small.
But
I wish our graduation ceremony was that short.
Honestly, the fact that we've been able to compete, even at the 4A level, being able to compete in basketball as many years as we have is, I don't know how J2's doing it.
That's wild. No, I never had that problem. Actually, my sister would. It's a special listener. Skip class, and then I would get the call.
Oh,
nice. The family. And they're like, "Who did it?" I'm like, "I don't know. Not me."
Nice.
Those calls stopped after my junior year.
What are you talking about? You said you ratted out your sister all the time.
Not on purpose.
Oh, you were a snitch?
Not on purpose.
Oh, so you were dry snitching. That's crazy.
That happened all the time. Not on purpose. It just happened. I was like,
you're younger or older?
Middle.
Middle.
Yep.
And your sister is younger?
I have a younger and I'm middle. So.
No, which one? Oh, I didn't know if you were brothers.
Two sisters.
Okay.
Older, yeah.
Word.
The younger one was just way too far off for us.
Word.
So, well, anyways, time into the movie.
Yeah. We'll start at the beginning.
Heavyweights.
Yeah.
For those who didn't know that already.
Kid gets out of school.
Gets shocked by his parents. He's going to a weight loss camp.
He thought he was about to have a nice summer, just kicking it, meeting friends, being uninvited from parties. that whole shit.
Did they actually have plans when they were walking home from school? Him and his buddy? Did they talk about plans?
I don't think they actually
talked.
I think he just envisioned being able to hang out because when he's walking in through the courtyard, it didn't seem like anybody was actually conversing with him.
Yeah,
it was giving off loner vibes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
he kind of does. throughout the whole movie, actually, until he arrives at camp almost. I guess. I mean, that's not the whole movie.
I was going to say, that's probably about 20 minutes in.
They never actually really show him bonding with really anyone outside of the one camp counselor.
Pat, yeah. Everybody like that.
He was just always in his own thing.
Yeah. Roy, I'll say him and Roy. Maybe that's just because they both caught that same flight, coincidentally, to the fat camp.
So Kenan,
yep.
Yeah, Kenan Thompson's character.
Yeah, it's somebody they had like a certain chemistry there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
One of the kids that was in Mighty Ducks.
Goldberg.
No, there's another kid.
Kenan.
He wasn't the first one. I forgot about that.
He's in the second one. Third.
He's not in the third, is he?
He's in the third.
So there was a kid that was only in this movie because he was told he was going to be in the third Mighty Ducks. Would you be in this movie to be in the third Mighty Ducks?
Absolutely.
Would I take a check to get another check? Let me think about that. Yes.
Fair point.
A chance to up your career. Yes.
Is Mighty Ducks, are you up in your career?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
To be a part of the Mighty Ducks series, I think you would be.
Bro, that's like a state. Like
you get a check from that. Back then, you're getting a check.
Let me show you how many Mighty Ducks movies I've seen.
Oh wow, all of them. That's fantastic.
I kid you not. I feel as though the Minneapolis Mighty Ducks Little League hockey team is probably more famous than any. Was it Anaheim? Ducks player.
No.
Name me one.
Teemu Selanne.
Not more famous than Charlie.
Finnish Flash.
He's not more famous than Charlie Conway. No.
Yes, he is. I guarantee you, he sells more jerseys than Charlie Conway right now.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yep. Paul Kariya.
Nah,
in the Mighty Ducks movies.
No, man.
In the second one.
Fuck out of here.
So they show up to fat camp. And immediately they're like, "Hey, so we sold the camp to new owners."
You would think a notice would have went out to the parents like beforehand.
Exactly, yeah.
Also, just backtrack a little bit. Why is this fat camp so far away to where somebody has to take a flight?
Plane. Yes, thank you.
That guy does a great job, salesman. The guy that meets him in the suit at the home. Great job of being a salesman to get people to fly their kids out to this camp in the middle of nowhere, where Jason kills kids later on.
Would you trust him with your children?
Absolutely not.
Jeffrey Tambor? No. Also the salesman? No.
I'm not trusting anybody with him.
The salesman gave me like knockoff Rob Schneider vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in.
He's in a lot.
He is in a lot.
It was like borderline Avon lady, borderline. I probably went to a few Jim Jones parties.
Do you guys remember the Avon computer that had a scanner and it would scan your skin complexion to suggest what products you should buy?
Absolutely not. You're too deep in for me.
That's I don't know that one.
It was like it was a suitcase and had like a little like looked like a laser tag gun.
My mom sold Avon. I don't think she had that technology.
Did she really?
She did. Hey, I got some cool watches and stuff out of it. I don't know why. And movies. Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a little too deep for me.
I mean, whatever. But yeah, no, the plane.
Oh, yeah.
Who's playing? Like, how much does this fat camp cost?
It has to be pretty substantial, but I mean, I feel like it's an investment worth it, especially if you could catch it early. Because
I want to see some statistics on this camp.
Kids are cruel, man. Kids are cruel.
Give me some statistics on this camp, unless they're just trying to fly them away just to get them out of their hair.
Yeah, that's one thing they didn't really do. Like, they sold like a fun experience, but they didn't really.
Why the parents are sending them?
Yeah.
They
sold a fun experience for the kids, but they didn't really say, over the last 5 years, we've had X amount of kids lose an average of,
Thank you. Because the parents were immediately sold on it, and the kid's like, I don't know about this. It's a fat camp.
Exactly. He was excited about it until they said, hey, I'm one of the counselors, lose weight with me or whatever it may be. And then he goes, what?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they didn't address that.
Yeah, I would have been, honestly, my alarms would have went off immediately when Pat, the counselor, had said this was his 18th summer attending the camp, and he still, no offense, looked the way he did.
Thank you.
He's morbidly obese. And I'm like, clearly there's a disconnect here.
Absolutely.
Unless you just can't lose the weight thanks to certain other health conditions.
Now these kids, they enter the camp and they start hiding crap right away.
Yeah, I mean they know the drill, man.
They got the hollowed out like bedposts. They got the cubby like in the floor.
How many years do you think that's
later on? They show like a tree stump that's like hollowed out with a little flap on top.
Do you think that's going on for many, many years? And
They
they just
had to
the
be.
older kids showed them as they got passed down.
Had to be. It's definitely a ritual.
Yeah,
And it got better as it went along, sort of thing.
how many of those kids are repeats from previous
It
years?
seemed like all of them, honestly. Besides,
How many of those kids died from the melted chocolate on their bodies? And the other kids.
oh,
going
that's some
after?
sick shit. Andrew, would you let RJ lick melted chocolate off your body?
No.
Good.
If his life depended on it, you wouldn't.
If his life depended on it,
I think I'm dying.
like Tay said to Rob, you know Jesus?
Here I come. On my way.
Type shit.
That's all.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
Okay.
You letting Cost lick chocolate off you?
Absolutely.
Rob lick chocolate off you?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
But you guys are closer. I mean, you guys pretty much brothers. Like, you guys have known each other.
Would you let your brother, if you had a brother, would you let your brother lick chocolate off you?
I don't have a brother, so I can't really deal with
Would you let your sister lick chocolate off?
I wasn't going to go there, but hey.
You can't.
While we're here.
This turns somewhere I'd rather not.
The answer. So for
The
the
answer
folks,
is no.
The answer is yes. He's shaking his head yes.
No, hell no.
Benefits of being an audio only podcast. He's like nodding.
No,
Yeah.
no, that was all propaganda.
So they arrive at this camp. They hide the chocolates. They hide the candies. They lick chocolate off other kids.
They introduce a new camp host, Rob, who's
Ben Stiller.
Tony
Perkins.
Tony Perkins, aka
Rob.
Cartier Bob.
Cartier Bob. Hey, I heard a rumor on the streets. If you follow the Backseat Critics, you get a free picture of Rob. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
Tay,
I
can you
did hear
confirm this?
Yes. So if you follow the Backseat Critics and subscribe to their page, Rob will send you a wink, wink, naughty picture.
Oh, a naughty picture.
Yeah,
This is fantastic. This is getting better.
Just in time for your holiday cards, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to follow the Backseat Critics on Instagram.
Now, Tay, does this make a good holiday gift or not?
I've never been privy to those type of pictures, nor has it really been something I've desired. So
Hey, we didn't desire those pictures either.
Yeah.
Rob keeps sending them.
No, we don't know why.
yeah. No, but he did say, and I forgot to mention this. He did say he got a landing strip recently.
Really?
Yeah, he got a landing strip. He's
It's finally growing hair down there.
yeah.
But how much does it cost to get that picture?
Exactly $1.
$1.
That's super cheap for him.
Just in time for the holiday presents.
Yeah, no. He's in a very generous mood right now, so it's just a low barrier because he wants equal access. He's actually
If only his penis was as generous, right?
exactly. God, kind of cut him short. If you catch my drift, but
Tiny pee clothes.
yeah, he's contemplating
When they
starting.
circumcised him, they cut a little too close to the body.
But he's contemplating starting an OnlyFans page, though. So we'll see how this initial rollout. We'll see how it goes.
What did your parents say?
If you sent them a picture of Rob,
Yeah.
well, so my mom, she's an avid follower of our content. So I'm gonna go on the premise that she's never seen Rob. She might be a little disturbed. She's like, who is this man? Why is he licking his lips like that? Well, that's a fat camp. So Tony, he comes in, he disturbs their entire whole routine. For years, they've done stuff like going in the pool or going in the lake rather.
Doing the blob?
Doing the blob. Go-kart racing, just different arts and crafts activities.
And gone.
Boom. All gone. Instead, we're going to do 6 a.m. Pilates classes.
What was that little slide board thing he had going on?
I was trying to figure that out myself.
My ex had something similar to that, and she swear to had something to do with like your
Core?
Yeah.
I could kind of see
and like balance.
Yeah.
And she would slide around on occasion, and I'd try it, and
it's fun.
I don't get it.
Was she losing weight?
She's as skinny as I was.
Oh.
Damn. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, so their whole routine is just completely off from there, and of course, when you're that obese, no offense, you probably aren't really in the mood to be doing all that shit. So
no, I mean, I'm pretty sure like after a few of those exercises, you're done for the day.
Yeah.
But instead, they keep on pushing it, and then they started pushing the whole no foods,
and the food actually looks
bad,
terrible.
Yeah.
I would rather have prison food.
I was gonna say I've seen some prison plates and spreads that look much better than that shit.
I would rather have that compared to what it was.
That purple slime, I was really trying to figure out what that was supposed to be, but
maybe I missed this. Was I not sitting down?
You were sitting
down. That was when Jerry was writing a letter to his grandmother about the conditions at the camp, and they had that cutaway scene where it's him putting out his platter for food. And he's like, "What is this?"
They kind of made it like actually that scene into like a jail scene almost, like when they write a letter from jail. They turned it into that type of vibe almost. That's what I got from it.
Would you go to jail or fat camp?
Jail. No, joking. No, I'd rather go to a weight loss camp.
Yeah, fat camp for sure. I don't have a 5-minute window to spend in jail.
No.
Y'all crazy. I'm going to jail.
Why?
Just immediately, just in the misery.
That'd be a vacation for him. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew. So side tangent. So you go to prison, right?
Yeah.
If you walk into your cell and you saw a bag of chips there, would you eat it?
A bag of chips? Would I eat the bag? No.
You wouldn't eat the bag of chips?
I feel like this is a trap.
Wait, it's just a bag of chips.
It's just a bag of chips, normal bag of chips.
Trap.
No.
You don't respond. Why wouldn't you, Andrew? Why wouldn't you eat the bag of chips?
It's kind of suspicious. A bag of chips is just sitting there. That's kind of weird. Depends where I'm getting the usual bag of chips. Is it a vending machine? Is it the cafeteria lady? Then sure. But if it was like a normal thing that they would leave a bag of chips on your bed, like weird, but okay.
Different context. You've been in jail 3 weeks at this point, so food's clearly not up to par. Come back to your cell and you see a bag of chips. Are you eating it?
Nah.
Not still no?
No, that's kind of weird.
No, I'm not gonna eat them.
Oh damn, you guys are no fun.
Why would we eat these bag of chips?
Murders?
You want to go through door number 2 for me real quick, just to humor me?
No. You ever hear of the Tylenol murders? Like, I feel like that with the bag of chips, but there's something else.
No, I've had a similar experience when I went to the bathroom stall during the college, visiting college, and there's like a $1 bill just laying down, just nicely. Chips. I was like, I'm not picking up that $1 bill. I feel like it's a trap.
Yeah. No, the food isn't. The chips are fine. There's nothing contaminated with the chips.
And there's a trap here. I feel.
Yeah. What's the trap?
Can you walk through door 2 for me, please?
Yeah, sure. I'll take the chips.
Okay.
And then stomp on them.
Guy comes into your cell about a day later. So you ate my chips, and you respond and say,
"No, because I'm a liar."
No. So you ate my chips.
Yeah.
I need them back.
Oh no. Sir, the chips have already passed.
Don't worry, I can go digging.
They've already passed?
This is why we don't eat those chips.
There you go.
You leave those things alone.
What are you pointing at him for? I knew.
You find something on your bunk.
You leave it alone.
Yeah.
You pass it or put it on the other person's bunk. Frame them. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm not touching those chips.
Yeah. But back to this crappy food at fat camp, though. What would be like one activity you'd be like, there's no way in hell I'm doing this if you did get sent to fat camp like RJ?
The slide board.
Slide board?
I'm following.
The 20-mile hike sounded insane. I'm not going to hold you.
I mean,
I would kind of do that.
Under those conditions,
20,
I would not.
20 miles.
I would rather run
I'd kind of do that.
I run it compared to like under those conditions where there's no food. They said no food, no water, nothing.
For context, they're both avid runners and enjoy doing cross country as well.
I'm running. I'll run it. I'll be done with it. Give me 3-ish hours. I'm done.
Said 3 showers.
3-ish hours.
Oh, 3-ish hours.
Yeah,
I'm either running or hiking. It depends on my mood.
20-mile hike sounds insane.
Also, just depends on the terrain.
Why would you not do a 20-mile hike?
Yeah. Maybe it's nice.
Would you rather run it?
What if there's a nice view at the end?
I'd rather at least try to jog it or run it than a hike would just feel like I was climbing for eternity.
Walking's worse, right?
Yeah,
it takes for a long time.
For that long of a distance sounds insane.
I'd rather run it and just get it done with, right?
Yeah.
Take that time and get it done with. That'd be my opinion.
But there had to be over exaggeration on his part because there's no way they did that in a few hours.
No.
Because it was the same day.
The hike?
Yeah.
You could hike 20 miles in the same day.
At their pace?
He was really pushing it. Ben Stiller was. Tony Perkins was.
Yeah.
He was really pushing it. He had a stick.
A stick.
I mean, he didn't beat any kids, but he said, leave the week.
So figure you walk like 2 to 5 miles an hour. You're going to hit that within 5 to 10 hours. That's a day.
Yeah.
It's a long day, but it's a day.
I mean, that's probably... Ideally, the movie did not set it up well, but it's probably evening.
Yeah, no, I think you could do it. It's just the pace that they were walking at.
You're camping up there.
Yeah.
They're probably done by evening for 20 miles. Or maybe there's 10 miles because then they have to go back.
And the fact that Jerry had time to not only do the hike, trap Tony, and then come back downstairs.
Okay,
back down the hill?
Did I miss this? Where did the trap come from?
So they'd
already walked by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the kids saw it when they walked by. It was an old piece of wood.
But they didn't address where the actual like ditch came from.
They just showed like the
pieces. It was man-made and it was just like loose, like debris over it.
I was curious about that because I'm like, no way the kids had time to build.
Kind of lazy writing.
Thank you.
In theory, Tony could have ran over that and then it could have been like some spikes underneath it, like for all they know, or,
nobody would know.
The animal, or,
They could have snapped the branch that he was hanging upside down off of, and
they talked about it.
How did they actually get him up out of the ditch?
Thank you also. And hold him down to camp behind a chain link fence.
Because if he's doing all that crazy stuff, I'd imagine if they were trying to grab him once he was out of the ditch, he probably would have just swung on them and then took off running. It's not like any of them could keep up with.
Rocks work wonders.
Murder.
Maybe.
They did contemplate it.
They did.
Would you kill them?
So
would you commit a murder at that time period?
Are you trying to incriminate me right now?
No, I'm just saying.
Don't tell him he's the rat.
That you are.
Dry rat.
So do you think they try to kill him, accidentally knocked him out, and they're like, let's haul him back?
That makes sense.
So it's 5 to 10 hours up there. How long do you think it is to haul an unconscious body down?
No, wait.
How long is he unconscious for?
There was a good at least like 10 to 12 of them. So
do you think that was just a 10-mile hike at that point, though? Because a 10-mile hike probably wasn't 5 to 10.
I was kind of given the idea that they were at the top.
So that was 20?
Yeah.
So then they had to do a 20 back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like way too much. Then a 40-mile hike.
That's my
That's why I'm like...
If it was a 10-mile hike there and then a 10-mile hike back, that'd make more sense.
They're knocking him out all the way back. Because no way he's staying unconscious for the whole trip back.
Maybe they found some rope in there. Just playing devil's advocate.
Where are you finding?
But what is this, a comic book? Like you just randomly find rope?
Well, what if it's an old
well? Man, I forgot I was keystringing some rope.
Yeah, they pulled it out. Maybe they had backpacks.
I don't know how to hog tie. No.
Maybe they put their straps together, the backpack straps together, and wham, they got Tony Perkins put a backpack over him. Now, do you think Tony Perkins could take on all those kids though? At that point. If he swung up on all those kids.
He kind of did before when what's-his-face showed him his bare butt.
Kind of. He pushed the kid down and he went running. Both of them went running and he didn't really take all of them on. He ran away from all the crowd of kids.
Yeah, all the rest of them, they were just running on the side of him.
Okay, so you're hauling him down the mountain. I don't think the kids are going to go much harder than that.
I don't see them getting much more violent. The better idea is that he would run away. But
what was the one big kid's name? He was like 268 pounds.
Alex or something like that, I think.
Yeah. I think it was Alex.
That sounds right. I mean, if he just laid on him.
Maybe. But it seems like Tony's kind of an in-shape guy. I'd assume that he could probably... I mean, if all of them laid on him, no way.
Well, I'll take with Alex and one more of those kids.
We're walking into weird territory right now. I'm just going to point that out.
This movie was setting us up for this already, so let's not lie. We're already there.
Yeah,
we walked into this knowing this already.
So then
they get diabetes. Am I wrong?
They had Tony locked up in a makeshift prison. Somehow they have electric.
Yeah, so that kind of confused me because it's like
some of those kids are smart.
Electric wiring on a cage.
Yeah, it's like, are you hooking up a car battery with some jumper cables to the fence? Because that's not going to really work. It's a bug zapper?
They used a bug zapper. They showed it in the movie.
That's right.
Because he poked it with a fork later to unleash himself.
I don't think that's going to zap you that much.
It'll probably give you a little...
There's no way.
You know, like the little gum?
You could power through that.
Yeah.
The gum
especially if you have like any type of rage.
It's probably like that fake gum.
It's like a bad static shock.
Oh, where can I buy one of those?
Spencer's probably.
A what?
Spencer's.
Spencer. The fake gum? You ever had that where somebody like, hey, take this piece of gum and zapped you?
God,
probably that same exact zap.
Damn, your childhood was terrible.
But you gave it a little pull and it came in like a little double mint and then give you a little zap.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad zap. It's
no.
That's where
I also just didn't take gum from people.
Bougie.
Huh?
Bougie ass.
Student.
You too good for my gum?
No, I just don't want your gum. I just didn't chew gum.
I get it.
I chew gum all the time.
It's because I'm a carnivore, isn't it?
I don't care. I have gum all the time now.
But
if you'd
you're
offer me
a
gum, I'd probably take it now.
It's probably vegan gum, though.
I think most gum is vegan.
Are you sure?
I want to say so.
You'd be surprised.
Probably wouldn't.
Well, it's probably that hard.
There's not gelatin in gum, is there?
I'm just talking shit now.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's generally not gelatin in gum.
Yeah, no, I doubt it.
Not that we know about.
So yeah, Tony, he eventually breaks out as RJ told you just a second ago. He then sneaks out to what looked like almost...
It was a parent day.
It was a parent day.
Parent day.
And
It was like a check-in? I guess like a midway through check-in?
Yeah. And then the parents noticed that
how
their kids
rich are these parents? They're sending their kid to a fat camp on
where they
a
had
plane.
to fly.
They're flying.
And then the parents are going halfway through the fat camp to fly out themselves and then assuming that they're flying back.
Yep.
This is expensive.
How did Tony get to the top of the building?
Dude, that dude was crazy. I don't know if you saw
I was also wondering that.
Yeah, he just
I was also wondering that.
Have you seen those cabin things? Like, there's probably some sort of way to climb up.
True.
Like, it looked like the little one was like little like log cabin things, possibly.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. At that height, though?
I could see it.
I kind of wish that there was more of this kind of stuff with Tony, where he would just maybe appear in random places where you're like, how do you get up there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was more into it and leaned more into Tony, like being
just absurd.
Besides him getting knocked out in like a few minutes, him actually like leaning on, continuing on throughout the movie, where he's just rampant throughout the whole camp.
Yeah, I can see it. Or just like doing borderline, like, all right, he's not all the way on his rocker type of shit. Like, he just, you're having a conversation, all of a sudden he just randomly popping up right behind your ear.
Yeah.
I'd rather if they
pops
took
up out of the water.
Yeah.
The biodome.
Yeah, exactly. That should be fire.
Like the biodome steps. Have you ever seen biodome? You've ever seen biodome?
I have, but it's been years.
Where like the guy like started to try to torment everybody else inside of the biodome.
Thank you. Yeah.
That and try to sabotage it. And if he would have done that and tried to sabotage the camp, that would have been a lot more fun too.
Yeah.
With Tony's just running behind the scenes doing things.
It just would have been
And
nice to see
randomly
him
popping up.
do a lot more insane stuff.
It also might have been nice if we saw, just because of the connection Pat had with the kids, if he was incrementally like throughout like the first half of the movie, helping them in certain ways, or like self-sabotaging certain stuff that the Tony and his staff were trying to implement.
So like Pat, the other guy, and the nurse
Julie,
like lead against like a coup against Tony.
Exactly.
And started sabotaging the...
Yeah, and then Tony has some ultimatum. Look, I don't know what you might have done at Camp Hope, but at Perkins Fitness... Oh, the hell spiel.
Against it, and then have like a war at the end, maybe.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
It also
like Ernest goes to camp type war.
In my mind, would have been funnier if during like his run when the kids raid his cabin, if when he's on a run, he's just running out. They show the kids raiding his cabin, going through everything, and then he's coming back holding the log rather than showing him picking up the log. Like that, to me, that's funnier. And
like continue with it.
Yeah, like just show these unexpected like kind of jumps.
Yep.
With him, I think that would have been funnier for me.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, and this might just be some 90s, early 2000s nostalgia. I would have loved to see one kid actually get stuck in the house,
like in that window.
Not even in the window. Like he just happens to be in the room, and then he has to like camouflage himself into like a pile of clothing or some shit. It just seems like very nostalgia. And then like Tony is laying down on his bed and he takes a nap and he just has to literally sit there for like 9 hours.
Like underneath the bed.
Yes. And then he's snoring and shit. It's like, what is that?
It would be better if he like went throughout the whole movie and then at the very end they flash back to
Tony's
that kid.
like feeling his bed. This feels a little higher than usual.
Exactly, bro.
Like at the very end of the movie, like when the credits rolled, then they show the kid and he's still stuck underneath the bed.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
He goes, did it get him?
But back to the snapping point that Tony had when he's listening to the families come in and talk about their children
laid out by the dad and then does backflips.
Yep, he's like, oh, what an excellent speech, and then he jumps. Probably what was that? It had to be at least
15 feet.
I was gonna say 20, but yeah, probably like 20-ish feet in the air.
Well, I mean, yeah, 10 feet ceiling, so.
Yeah, it's probably 20. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he then starts to break glass on a path to get to Jerry, stepping on them, and he's barefoot for whatever reason. He had shoes when he did the hike, so I'm just kind of confused.
Kids took the shoes. Nike's hopped them online, eBay.
Yeah, gotta sell them.
Makes sense.
Yeah. By the way, those yours?
Yep.
Cool.
eBay.
Don't get the fuck out of here.
They're Jordans, right?
No.
Oh crap! I mislisted them. What are they?
The Dunks.
Dunks?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta edit my. Hold up. I gotta edit the post.
Anyways,
what the fuck?
Stepping on the glass.
He stepped on the glass, then tries to approach Jerry for the kids, basically hold him hostage in that makeshift prison. Jerry's dad then punches him and tells him, you're done here. And then Tony tries to attack him. Ends up, he
backflips out of the way.
He backflips out the way.
Hits his neck, slips and hits his neck.
By the way, during the backflip, all the glass is gone.
Yeah.
All the glass is gone.
Yeah. Miraculously.
And then
he's knocked out.
And then the dad comes.
Yep. Tony's dad pulls up.
Gives the camp to Jerry.
Yeah.
Not Jerry, but what's his name?
Pat.
Yeah,
he was going to shut it down initially because he was worried about probably some liability lawsuits or everything like that. But, they worked it out. And they go on like a 6-hour gorging spree that night.
No, that was before.
That was before when they capture.
You're right.
Yeah. After they haul him down, they go on just like
that's when they get the diabetes.
Yes, the diabetes.
Diabetes.
Domino's.
The beatus.
90s pizza. What tastes better, pizza or Domino's?
Pizza or Domino's?
Pizza Hut.
Domino's.
It's been years since I've had either.
The original Domino's, I think, was pretty good. Personally, Pizza Hut did stuff to my bowels, so we don't want to speak.
I was always a Papa Murphy's family
great too.
growing up.
Real no. Is Papa Murphy's? Are they only in the Northwest?
I think so. I think so. I've never seen them anywhere else.
I heard somebody from out of state come back in, and they're kind of freaked out by the fact that you have to take the pizza and take it home and cook it.
Yeah, I've heard that's always.
And people are freaked out about it, and I'm just like, why are you freaked out about it? Like, you buy a frozen pizza, it's kind of the same thing. This is just fresher, my opinion.
That part,
it's fresher.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes better too. The
it's kind of nicer because you can cook it to however
your taste.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's one issue I run into with certain pizza places. Like, it's not cooked as well done as I would like.
Yep, I concur.
Yep,
I've had that a few times. Where it's just like still doughy. And you're like,
like, can you run this over there one more time?
Man, with I have to do gluten-free. And so it's either massively undercooked or burnt. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So
the Rager was before that though, when they caught.
Yeah.
Would you put Twinkies on a pizza.
No, they mentioned that in the movie. No,
Absolutely not.
Okay. Rob would.
I wouldn't eat Twinkies, period, but yeah.
Okay.
there's a time period for them. Not anymore. As a kid,
For them or you?
Twinkies. I would eat Twinkies as a kid. I ate Twinkies a couple of times as a kid. I grew up with Fran's Bakery down the road and went and got some Hostess snacks, and Twinkies were one of them sometimes.
Nice.
I do not eat those anymore, though.
Nice.
They
Was it the creamer in the mouth that did it for you?
Absolutely. Is it not for you?
No. Unfortunately. So Pat takes over.
What would your guys' quote unquote weird pizza topping be? Like, what would you add to a pizza that's maybe not normal?
I guess this is controversial. I wouldn't say it's abnormal because I feel like there's a divide on this pineapple.
Okay.
All right. So this is the last time we're having Koss on.
Koss on. This is Koss?
It's Koss.
Boy, y'all look the same.
We look nothing alike.
Same haircut, same beard.
It couldn't be further from the truth.
So
I'm sorry, I'm being disrespectful here.
There's a complexion issue as well. But no.
But yeah, so they had that party.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're past that.
Pat takes over.
And then they have that relay.
The epic relay that they've been looking forward to because they already got their ass kicked by Campy MVP
in softball.
Yep,
slow pitch softball.
Yes, it's supposed to be baseball, but somehow the baseball
it turned to softball.
Yeah, the softball or baseball, however you want to say it, just probably the size of what. Almost
a softball.
Yeah. Softball. I'm trying to come up with another analogy, but hit on the head.
And they're underhand pitching it.
Yeah,
you're not going to do that.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that may have been because the score was like 50-0 at that point.
Both teams were underhand pitching. It looked like.
Yeah,
I think one team could only underhand pitch. I'm not sure if they could get to the plate otherwise.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
I think if they made me overhand pitch, I'd hit a pitcher or a batter or two.
And they had to do They had to do a no, the pitch was at the beginning of the movie. The baseball game was the beginning of the movie. The relay at the end was the pay to sack.
I was just saying that they already got their ass beat one time.
Yeah.
So they do the pay to sack.
Speaking of baseball, though, a slight tangent. If I gave you 10 pitches from a starting high school pitcher right now, do you think you can make contacts on at least one?
Foul tip or anything?
No, it has to be in play.
No. I'll be honest, no.
What?
I give you 10 pitches.
Okay.
Or 10 at-bats.
Yeah.
However you want. Oh, no. We'll just say 10 pitches.
Okay.
From a starting high school pitcher, could you at least hit one and keep it in play?
Are they throwing strikes the whole time?
They're trying to.
Or are they throwing fastballs or are they throwing different pitches at you?
Different pitches.
Yeah. Nope. I'm not hitting it.
I'm hitting it.
I'm not hitting it.
I'm getting a fly ball, but I'm hitting it.
You're hitting the pitcher.
I'm hitting the pitcher.
Smack dab in the head.
No, I'm going for legs.
I'm not hitting it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll make sure he's not running.
What if it hits his body, but then pops up in his mouth?
That's not Andrew's problem at that point.
It's game.
It's part of the game.
It's all in the game.
It is. I mean, it's part of the risk he takes for pitching at Andrew.
Yeah.
Have you seen this guy's muscles? He looks like Mark McGwire over here.
That's true.
Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
I had to get these registered.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Steroid Supreme. Barry Bonds got nothing on him. Jacking up all those steroids today.
Oh, Randall.
Anyways, but yeah, no, they got beat in baseball and then they go to this relay.
Yeah. What happens in the relay, Andrew?
They do some potato sack jump.
That's how they start.
And then I forgot what they do next, but then after that they do rock climbing.
Slight obstacle course and rock climbing.
Yeah.
Little
that rock climb was easy.
Little zip line. Little zip line. We actually never see Camp Hope actually have to do the zip line. I was curious on how that was.
We skipped the whole point until they get to the Hall of President, or was it
the
presidency?
Yeah, the intelligence test.
Hall of Quizzes or something like that. They call it. And then that's when they all get caught up. Or no, they did the shaving part with the balloon.
Yeah, they helped them get caught up.
And that's when Goldberg comes in for the shave.
Yeah.
And then they're doing the quiz at the end where it's like, hey, who did this? Now what is it called?
Vice presidents solve this math problem,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing.
And Camp Pope's all like, oh, it's Cher that painted the Mona Lisa.
And then we get to our favorite part, Fast and the Furious 11.
Oh, the go-kart race at the end.
Oh, yes.
Fast and the Furious 11. Look at that. You thought we were done Fast and the Furious. Here we are, Fast and the Furious 11.
Vroom, vroom.
I'm ready to die. Family. We saw how family happens.
If I have to see one more Fast and Furious, I will take that bag of potato chips.
We are in Fast and the Furious 11. We just watched one.
That's one franchise. Like, I really hope it ends. Like, I'm so tired.
Thank you.
We just watched one today.
Honestly,
go-karts.
I get for sentimental reasons why they've continued, but if they ended at Fast 5, I wouldn't have complained at all.
I like the 7.
It's weird because like 6 and 7, I feel like we're kind of peak.
And then 8, 9, 10 are dragging.
2, 3, 4, 5 were just not good. Last half of 5 wasn't bad.
They should have brought Jason Momoa in a lot sooner. His character.
Yeah, which one was Tokyo Drift?
3.
3.
Oh, 3?
No,
that's 3.
Yeah,
that's 3. I'll
sure.
say it's Fast and Furious and Too Fast and Furious.
Then it's Tokyo Drift and Fast and Furious. Then is it Furious 5?
Yeah.
No, yep.
Yeah, and then goes on from there. But the thing about Jason Momoa's character, I like him.
Fast 5, Furious 6.
Furious 6. Something like that.
Something like that. So, on to the race. We Camp Pope and Camp MVP.
That guy was driving dirty.
Yeah, man. He kept on trying to cut Jerry off. I'm like, what the hell?
And smacking into him.
Yeah.
Trying to run him
You
into
guys
a
don't
tree.
drive like that?
You run people in the tree like that, Andrew?
I gotta get to work.
So you're just like, hey, get out my way.
Is that why you have all those dents in your car?
Oh, those aren't dents.
Oh, what are they?
They're dense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You like to live on the wild life.
you gotta drive.
Yeah.
Gotta get through. But in a go-kart, in a race, there's a fat camp.
I just
You
really
gotta
like.
win.
I really like the raised concrete lane to my right.
Luckily, I live nowhere near either of you, so I can avoid you driving during the day.
You go to play no games on Wednesdays?
I'm always there before you, thankfully.
Are you though?
I'm shooting like 80%, I would say.
For
But
now,
When you leave, are you safe?
knowing that Andrew's on the road, heading in the same direction as you,
You don't know which way I head.
you don't know which way he heads.
This is true.
I don't know which way I had.
So, yeah, no, like Andrew, the kid from Camp MVP, he's trying to get Jerry off-road. Surprised he didn't crash after all those branches fell in his line of vision, but he finds a way to get back into the race. It almost looks like it's about to be a photo finish.
And flies.
And then he flies.
He literally
a good 20
flies.
feet. In
Yeah.
a go-kart.
It's like
I
a
would say
mile.
20
it's
yards. Like, that
Yeah.
was a little wild.
It was a long ways.
on top
They're
of the
going
car.
quite fast down a mild incline.
And my guy flew. He had the wings on. He knew what he was doing.
He turned on a little propeller.
He got the wings from the flight attendant. He goes,
Yes.
let me fly. Watch out.
Yep.
He knew what he was doing.
Goldberg and Pat, they worked on the car engine. So
They went
That's a
go
joke I don't
gadget, wings. Boom. Game over.
put some Crash Bandicoot Nitro in there.
Hey, okay. That's
He
a
went-
joke I get.
Quick little burst.
Jerry went family. Flew over him. Fast and Furious 11.
He did it
And then, anyways,
for all the fat kids.
And then they win the games. Fantastic movie at the
For the
end.
first time ever.
First time ever.
And
So-
just to stick it to the skinny, scrawny
MVP
sons of what's. They take the trophy and they
chuck it into the lake.
They did the discus toss.
and say, you can suck it.
They give him the DX.
Perfect time for what's his name, Ben Stiller, to pop out of the water, grab the trophy.
And go back in.
See, that would have been perfect. Oh, man. They completely dropped the ball there.
So, Tay, one question we like to do here on the Backseat Critics.
Also, just like a callback to like Friday the 13th, but with
With
what's his
kid
character's
movie.
name? Yeah.
Yep.
What would you do, or who would you replace with another actor, and
Yep.
who would that actor be?
Any actor, anytime.
Doesn't matter. And who would you replace him with?
Just for my own comedic purposes, and I know he wouldn't fit the cast at all. Not Pat, but the other scrawny camp counselor.
Yep.
For whatever reason, I don't know why it's popping in my head right now. It might be because of some party favors I took. Samuel L. Jackson being in that role and cursing would have made
In that one.
Yes.
In
I could see
which
the
role?
party scene would have been
That's
fantastic.
what I'm saying. Well, goddamn, motherfuckers, y'all ain't gonna dance.
That would have been
Oh, that
fantastic.
role.
Yeah.
That role.
That would have been fantastic in that scene. Just an angry Samuel L. Jackson. Andrew, who are you replacing this time? Why?
I'm going to bounce it over to you.
Ooh, so you're thinking about it. I'm actually going to go Rowan Atkinson. I don't know if you know who that is. I don't know if you know who that is, Andrew. I know Andrew should know who that is.
Come on.
Rowan Atkinson actually has Tony Perkins in Ben Stiller's role.
Mm.
A little wild, a little different, a little sillier, I feel like. Not as dark, lightens up the movie, makes it more of a, I feel like it'd bring the live action Scooby-Doo vibes into this for some reason.
I can see that. What about you, Drew?
Man, you know what? I'm still thinking.
I stole his pick. Probably not.
No, because I was like, okay, dude.
Feel.
I was like, do I lean more into a serious role for somebody to play the camp counselor that Ben was playing? Like, let's get weird with it, or do I get like, let's get a comedic actor in there?
Go the Backseat Critic way. Left field.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Do what the beach bums never die do.
Think outside the box.
Think like a beach bum.
Oh, well, there goes my pick.
Think like Rip City Apparel. Think like Play No Games.
Who would I replace? All right. Let's replace
Tony Perkins with Robert.
Ben Stiller with I don't know if you've heard of him. You might have, I don't know, but you ever heard of Paul Giamatti?
Pause. Yeah, bro.
The Backseat Critic favorite right there. He's back.
Yeah.
Doesn't make an episode without making an appearance at some point, I guess. Has to.
Let's get weird with like Paul Giamatti just like showing up, doing some backflips, jumping down 20 feet.
I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Paul Giamatti has a backflip in him. I don't think if you give him
Paul
a trampoline,
Giamatti can do a backflip.
I think if you give him a
Let the man try. Let the man fly.
I think if you give him a trampoline, he's still not backflipping.
That's crazy.
All right. If any of our listeners know Paul Giamatti, let him know that we want him to guest.
Andrew, can you do a backflip with a trampoline?
Yeah.
I can't.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm gonna fall like right before I can make it and land. I'll fall.
Hey Tay, what's your final thoughts
On the movie in general?
Yeah. How would you? Is this a movie that you would show kids nowadays?
Wait, hold up.
How do you like this movie?
Hold up.
Rated on a scale 1 to 10, but no 7s.
Hold up. Before that, though, what was the answer to this joke thing that you had in the beginning? That you said there was an original joke of Seymour Bats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the quiz question.
Yeah.
I was going to circle back at the very end. So that was actually did I close out of it? No. Seymour jokes was originally supposed to be a Peter Fitz jokes.
Peter Fitz?
I said that went over my head.
Yeah.
Josh was going to tell Tony that Chickmunk Snack Hoard belongs to Peter Fitz. When Tony asks who's Peter Fitz, Josh answers with anyone's Peter Fitz if you push hard enough.
Oh.
They actually dubbed over that.
Oh, wow.
That's intense for a Disney movie. I did not know Disney would go that direction.
They actually dubbed over part of that joke to give you the Seymour Butts jokes.
Okay. So, Tay, final thoughts, ratings on this.
I would say I would show it to kids. It's a very lighthearted movie.
Again, scale 1 to 10, anything but a 7.
For a Disney movie, I say a 6.
Okay.
6?
Yeah. Just like final thoughts in general.
Final thoughts in general. I mean, rewatching it as a grown man, I think the nostalgia for me is definitely worn off. It's not something I'm just gonna put on as like a time pass. I feel like for character building, it's probably pretty good. Don't know if a single child there lost any weight this summer, but
Nope.
Not sure if it really matters, because we're just here for fun and games.
Well, that's what the commercial sold us.
Yeah. So, solid movie though, all things considered. We saw some budding stars. Keenan's still doing pretty good stuff in Hollywood to this day.
Goldberg is trying to be sober
Yeah.
these days.
I feel like it's kind of hard having that type of role as early as he did too.
Yeah,
Like a child role.
Yeah.
he's comedic child role right off the bat in all of those movies, basically.
It's crazy too, because he's nowhere near the lead in those movies, but his role is just so iconic.
Old Goldberg and Mighty Ducks and all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was the guy I was thinking about.
Andrew, who you got?
I'm
What you got?
gonna give it a 4, maybe 4.5.
All right.
I thought it was okay. It's not something I'm necessarily going to show to kids. It's not necessarily something I'm going to hide from kids. I don't think it was particularly inoffensive outside of like the headdresses that they showed at the.
Oh, bro.
The relay.
Not
The
even
relay.
the hedgers, literally
The
everything.
whole garb. Yeah, that was
Nobody.
that was a bad taste. That was a bad taste.
Nobody of visible Native American descent for some reason.
It's like during this time, Adam's Family did it right, where Wednesday's like having the Native American like tribe, quote unquote,
Burns down the whole play.
yeah, burn down the whole play, and she's like, "Hey, the Pilgrims killed Native Americans," and like all this stuff to like horrify the parents. Like that's the right way to handle that.
Yep.
This movie did not do that, but yeah, it's a 4 out of 5. It's kind of a cookie cutter kind of 90s kids movie. It's not bad. It's just not for me. I don't have any nostalgia for it.
I still love it. It's still nostalgia for me. I'm not going to lie. Every single time I still see it, I don't think it'll ever wear out for me. It's an 8 for me. Yes, I'm going to show my kids. I'm not going to withhold it. I'll show them
Even
at
if it
any
gets
age.
fat.
Yeah. Okay, this is fantastic. This is a good comedy.
So if your kid is fat, are you going to send your child to the same fat camp you went to?
No, because I didn't go.
Allegedly.
Yeah. What fat camp are you going to send your kid to?
I'm not going to send my kid to one, so it's okay.
Damn. Don't let them suffer like that.
No,
Kids
called home.
kids are cruel like school.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll
You
work on it.
got to take care of your kid.
Building character. I see.
My kid will, if they feel like they're getting offensive, they'll probably, hopefully I have the relationship where they can come up to
You
me
gotta
like,
worry
Dad.
about other kids.
Daddy, I'm fat.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Like,
gotta
okay,
worry
let's
about
work
other
on
kids.
this.
You gotta worry about other kids telling your kids he's fat. You gotta worry about me telling your kids he's fat.
And at that point, when they get broken down and tired, I'll be like, all right, go kick Andrew in the balls. There we go.
All right.
Tay, anything you want to shout out while you're here?
Just shout out to the Play No Games podcast. Shout out to Rob and Kaz. Appreciate those guys, along with Backseat Critics, because we can make our show go without you two. So,
Appreciate it.
even though we're doing it right now with one of you, but the other one's still here in spirit, dude. Appreciate both of y'all though, for real. And love to come on any other time. So
Sick. I'd love to have you.
definitely.
RJ, any final thoughts there? Things that you want to spit out?
Usually drop our tags. And
All right. If you want to find us, you can find us on Instagram, on YouTube, or on Facebook, maybe. At the Backseat Critics. It's just all one word, the Backseat Critics. You can search us on YouTube as the Backseat Critics separated, or you can email us at thebackseatcritics@gmail.com if you have movie suggestions or you want a guest on the show. Other than that, we also are opening kind of a side gig here, doing some video and audio work on the side, some graphic design as well under Backseat Productions. If you look up bc.productions.pdx on Instagram, you can find where we're starting to build up kind of that portfolio. If you have any weddings or events or any sort of things that you need designs, audio or videos for, just shoot us up there.
that got a lot longer.
Well, it's just temporary.
Team's growing.
We out.